Axelrod told CNN that Obama was open to looking at changing the Miranda rule. And he says they continued, there may be some things that have to be done. Certainly we're willing to talk to Congress about that. And so they're going to change the Miranda rule. Okay, look, a couple things about this. I've said this a million times on the show. I actually don't love the Miranda rule. That's another way that I'm a conservative in some ways on judicial matters. I don't think that's necessarily in the Constitution at all. I think there was a bit of legislating on the part of the Supreme Court. But you have to respect the system. You have to play within the system. You can't pull a Bush and Cheney and say, I don't like the Miranda ruling, so I will now ignore it. Well, the executive branch does not have that within their power. No. I mean, at best, you should go to Congress to try to pass a law, okay? But actually, the Supreme Court was pretty clear that that this was a constitutional issue and that Congress could not override them. Okay, you want to take it to the court? That's right. That's how you do it. You can take it to the court and say, look, I don't like the Miranda warnings, especially in, terrorist cases or whatever you want to call them. All right, then you litigate it, and that's how you do it. But you don't do it by executive fiat. And so now Obama's saying that that he wants, quote, limited flexibility on Miranda, and that from now on, he's not going to give them the Miranda warnings for quite a while longer as they interrogate them, because he's going to use the, quote, public safety exception. Except that public safety exception has never been decided by the courts to apply to anything like this. So what he might do instead is endanger those cases, and we might not be able to convict those people. And I know what the knucklehead conservatives say. Who cares about the justice system? Yeah, you take him on the back and shoot him in the head. But no, we're not going to do that. You're not going to get any court in the country to take him out in the back and shoot him in the head like Glenn Beck wants you to. Okay? No, what you're going to do is you're going to blow the case. There's a way to do things and not a way to do things. This is what Bush would do. Go, I don't like the Miranda warnings, so I'm just going to get rid of them. Okay. One, that's totally unacceptable. Number two, the other reason I'm mad at this is, well, then what's the point of defending Obama? Because the Republicans and the conservatives make these asinine claims. We go on and we beat them up and we show you how stupid they are. And then the very next day, Obama comes out and goes, yeah, my bad, totally changing. I agree with the Republicans now. Miranda's useless. And I'm not, of course, Obama always paints it as middle ground. I would like to use Miranda sometimes and for some period of time, but I would not like to use it in other cases and for another period of time. So I will eventually do Miranda, but according to my own rules that I just made up, so that I can go to my Washington Reporter friends and go, aren't I centrist? You see, the liberals want to actually apply the laws as the Supreme Court has interpreted them. Rule of law, goddamn libs. And the conservatives say, who cares about the law? Let's rip it up. Let's just ignore the Miranda warnings. Well, I have taken the middle ground and say I will ignore the Miranda warnings sometimes when I feel like it. Well, that won't do. And so when I read this story, I think, why do you ever defend Obama? Because he's just going to change his mind tomorrow, and he's going to go with the knuckleheads, and he's going to think that that was such a clever compromise. So, no, I mean, look, and obviously I don't do it to defend Obama, and if you watch the show at all, you know that very, very well. I do it because we defend the rule of law, we defend our system, whether it's our justice system, our constitution, our government as it's supposed to be set up, and we defend progressive ideas. And if Obama's on the other side of that, well, then he's got an ass-kicking coming for him. And that's exactly what we intend to do on this program. And guess what? On the Miranda decision that he's made, he doesn't get to make that decision. It is unconstitutional, it is ridiculous, and just as stupid as the Republicans.